The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
What's going on across the land? It ain't nothing. What's happening? It's Hanging with the Boys. It's a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside.
Was that, man?
A little Run DMC for you, man, right there.
You didn't do that right.
No?
That didn't come out right, but go ahead on. I'm sorry.
Live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center. The gang is back together again 2 days in a row. He is Nate Newton. That is Kurt Daniels.
Yes,
I am Jesse Holley. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak. This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. The boys are back at practice today. Got pads on.
Yeah.
I peeked outside. I peeked outside. I saw number 16. Thought it was myself and realized that you can no longer do that anymore, Jesse. So vicariously lived through that number 16.
There you go. Was he out there in the mix?
He wasn't. He was around the team, but he was off to the side doing his own thing.
Yeah.
So they're gonna slowly ramp him back up. Saw a big tyrant out there. Look good.
Where was he located?
That I won't say.
Okay.
I don't want to give up information that's not being given up. I'm just saying that I saw a tyrant out there. Last thing I need
I'm
is.
just saying, was he hanging around the team?
He was
Hanging around the
yes.
team. Okay.
He was
That's
with
all I
the
need to
team.
know.
He was
Not
with the
anything
team.
in detail.
He was with the team. He was in full
Regale.
cowboy gear, ready to go. Where he was at with the team, let's just say he was in close proximity
He was there.
to the quarterback.
All right.
And we'll leave it at that. Cowboys getting ready to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, 12 noon in Duval, Jacksonville. Duval County. You know, I have a friend that lives in Jacksonville. Is Jacksonville one of the largest cities in the United States? He said it's one of the largest cities. It's not very populated. It's a lot of. Florida's your area. I want
to say more people.
No, he said less people.
Yeah, it's something. It's either the biggest city with the less people.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the country.
Like maybe square
per
mile.
capita.
Per capita.
Yeah.
I don't even know what per capita means, but
yeah, because we used to talk about that. Jacksonville, big city, and nobody in it.
Yeah. That's what I think it is. All right.
Yeah.
Cowboys defense, Jacksonville Jaguars offense. Gentlemen, what side of the football would you like to begin with?
It's on you, Jess. We're rock and roll.
All right, well, let's start with our stuff first then. We've
had some changes there.
Yeah, we've had some changes there. And the biggest change, literally and figuratively, has been the loss of big Jonathan Hankins in the middle. Is that one of those losses where we're going to feel that loss immediately, or will that loss be a loss that we feel over time?
I think it took 2 weeks for him to come into full effect. It may take a week because these guys should be motivated. You know, Gallimore, Bohannon, Osa should say, hey, you know what? We can hold this ship down. And so let's see, can they hold it down?
Well, I'm glad you brought that P along with you, because the first couple, I didn't know where you hold it. You brought that P. You brought that P. Well, you brought the proper pronunciation with that P on the end. I was I said, oh, okay, all right. They talking like it's just us and him.
Yeah, will they take great pride in understanding that they gonna have to do it? This run game, because if Jacksonville has a chance, it's gonna be because of their run game.
Think so?
Oh yeah. One thing, and Jesse will agree with me on this. It's something about the name of the Dallas Cowboys that make other teams rise up, man, with some fury.
Yeah, it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. You're right. The name of Jesus and the name of the Cowboys makes folks
Right up there. All
make
right.
folks rise up. You know, depending on how well the Cowboys are playing, depending on how well that name make you rise.
Yeah, man. And so
That surprised me a little bit. You'd say the running game because right now, I mean, Lawrence is on fire. He's been rolling pretty good, and we're a little sketchy in the secondary, right? Or at least cornerback. At least.
yeah. We haven't had a sack. We haven't had multiple sacks, which you put into the little. We haven't had a multiple sack game in a while where we've just been dominant. We've been dominant for stopping the run, the goal line stance last week. Lawrence, man, the kid he got 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns. I think 6 interceptions. Make sure I'm right on that. I keep saying that with great confidence. 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And it's just this late in the game, he hasn't thrown an interception in 2 or 3 games.
It's like 5. He's like, last 5, he hasn't thrown an interception.
So this kid's on fire, man.
Yeah.
And our secondary is depleted. Yes, it's just.
And to your point, when it comes to the running game and the Jacksonville Jaguars, their running back Trevor Etienne, he's averaging 5 yards a carry. He's 10th in broken tackles with 13, and he's 13th in yards after contact with 339 yards. So, not having Big Hankins in the middle may or may not, we may not feel that presence right now and maybe long term. But Kurt, to your point also, for the Cowboys, we are short in that secondary. You've already lost Anthony Brown. Trayvon Diggs got nicked up last week. Jordan Lewis is out, and now you have to insert what honestly, we don't really know what Kelvin Joseph is as a true NFL cornerback. We've seen him giving up plays, but this is going to test. He's going to be tested this week again. And, Deron Bland has come in when he's had an opportunity to come in and play well. But, that secondary, Kurt, that can be one of those things where you look up and you go, is Trevor Lawrence that type of quarterback right now in the second year to go, I might stay away from 7. Oh, but I'm going to pick at you, number one.
I would think that the coordinator will help him get to that weak link if there unfortunately is one. But it's sort of weird that, you're getting ready, you're 15, 14 games into the season, and you still have these big question marks. I guess that's what injuries does to you. But they're heading into the Eagles game not knowing. I mean, is it going to be Joseph? Is it going to be Nahshon Wright? Is it going to be one of the 2 guys they just picked up?
Just picked up Trayvon Mullins, who from Clemson, the other one, Mackenzie Alexander, in addition to having Satterfield that they had already here on the roster. So, will one of those guys be able to come in and step in and help? What is the leash that will be given to the guys like a Kelvin Joseph? Is that leash a short leash? Is it a long leash? So we're going to let them play through this.
Do we jump him over Nahshon Wright? Do we jump him over the kid Israel? I mean, these guys have been here.
Yeah.
This is the funny thing, Jess, if you don't mind me going a little bit further here. Marvin Jones Jr.
Yes.
Zay Jones, Christian Kirk.
Thought you was about to call him Zaddy.
And
Zaddy.
and Evan Ingram. What do you do when you line these dudes up for a cross? When they go an empty backfield, how do we handle that, Jess, with the new additions? Do we continue to bump and run? Do we continue to pay mostly man? How do we handle that? How would you handle it, Jess?
I think early on, you look at these guys and each of them bring their own sort of issue.
Right.
With Christian Kirk, he is a down the field speed guy. That's what Christian Kirk. Remember him when he played for the Cardinals, speed guy. Marvin Jones kind of gives you that everything. He's a route runner. He's a solid. Protection. And then Zay, he's a big body. And then the real matchup problem, and we faced him when he was the New York Giants, is Evan Ingram.
That's right.
That's going to be the matchup problem for us. And now it's going to be, is that going to be an assignment for Jaron Kearse? Is that going to be an assignment for Deron Bland? The biggest thing when you're hurting in the secondary is that you got to go to those boys up front,
Right.
and say Micah. You got to say Tank and Carlos Watkins and company. We have to get after Trevor Lawrence because while Trevor Lawrence is young in NFL age, he's not one of these quarterbacks who doesn't come from a pedigree of getting the reps. He's gotten a ton of reps from his time in Clemson.
Yeah.
You know, his first year in the league, the coaching situation didn't prove to be well for him. I think he's found some stability, a ton of stability with Doug Peterson being at the helm now, and he's rounding into form. This is a quarterback who can make every throw.
Oh, they used to tell me nature rounding in the form.
Yeah, that form was different. Your form was that was a circular shape. That was a circular shape they were talking about.
Nature rounding in the form.
Then you were the blob. Now you're rounding into something.
That's right.
Something, you know. But Trevor Lawrence is one of those guys. And for defensively, this team has it. This team defensively, the Cowboys, they don't run a lot of man,
that's right,
quote unquote man defense. Mm-hmm. They mix it up. There are a lot of cover 3. They run some cover 2. They'll give you some Tampa 2 every now and then. So cover 3 is you'll have a cornerback that has a third of the field.
Right.
From the point that he's standing all the way back to the back of the end zone. You'll have a middle of the field safety from the point that he stands all the way back to the end zone. And the other side, so you break the field down into 3/3.
Right.
And each of those guys have that zone. Linebackers have everything underneath, what we call the hook to curl.
Right.
In flats area, so they're sitting in that middle looking for anything coming across their face and out to the sideline. So the biggest thing now is you're hoping that pass rush gets to the quarterback. If you look at what Dan Quinn was when he had the Legion of Boom, they ran a lot of cover 3, and then that free safety, which will be Jaron Kearse. He'll come down. That strong safety, he'll come down and play those tight ends. If you have one of those athletic tight ends, he'll be able to play those guys in coverage. So it's the ability to have everyone in front of you. Yeah. Everything is in front of you.
So we got to be sure tacklers.
Everything is in front of you, nothing behind you when you're running this cover 3.
For these new guys coming in, which is easier to assimilate into the zone coverage type play or the man-to-man type coverage?
Oh, zone. Because
that's easier?
Yeah. Because, with man, you're still trying to figure out, do I have help behind me? How deep are my linebackers going to drop? And some of these guys may not be comfortable in man. I look at the kid that they just signed, the Mullis kid. He fits that Dan Quinn mold, tall, long, rangy, cornerback. That's what Dan Quinn likes. He likes those, like his size with his cornerback. So, but anytime you've been with 3 teams in like 2-3 years, that's not a it's a third team. It's your third team.
Yeah.
That says something about you as a player. So
Arizona's by no means stacked. So
exactly. So if they're giving up on you in a situation like that. But it's gonna come down to, I think the running game will be very, very important to stop that. But
if they run, I'm telling you, it's still predicated. If they run the ball and you can't put no heat on this young arm, like Jess said, he has the pedigree, he has the reps. Coach Parcells would have loved him. Coach Johnson would have loved him because he went into his junior year of starting. 3 years, enough reps to have seen it all on a high level. Then coming to this, like you said, the coach was not a help for him in his first few years. Now you got a coach. Look at the coach. Look at the players that Coach Peterson has helped and prospered. And now this kid here is above both of them, I think, in talent-wise. Yeah, all he got to do is listen and learn, and he going to be okay.
And that's the thing.
I'm not saying Jacksonville going to win the game.
No.
But guys called Kirk kind of looked like, wow, really?
We've talked about this the last couple of weeks when it came down to the Cowboys playing down to the opponent. This is the third game. It was the Colts, it was the Texans, and now it's the Jaguars. Excuse me. This is the one quarterback out of those 3 games that if you play it close, he has enough. He's good enough to beat you. He's good enough to find. We didn't Matt Ryan, whatever.
Right.
Davis Mills or who was it? Driscoll, whatever.
Right.
But this kid is athletic. It's always the. Anytime that you have a white guy that's athletic, they call you sneaky athletic. He's sneaky athletic. It's the white guy. No, that's what they say. It's the white guy, sneaky athletic. They're going to try the Cowboys. Don't think that they won't try RPO with Trevor Lawrence.
That's right.
They try RPOs with Trevor Lawrence. He's that sneaky athletic. So don't think because you're not playing the kid of Hurts or Lamar Jackson or one of them, they will deploy Trevor Lawrence in an RPO. And I'm not saying they'll do it every down, but if they need to do it, he'll keep it.
He'll keep you honest.
He will keep you honest in every single down. So the Cowboys have to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do defensively every single time, because those guys will make a play on you. All right, we're going to head into our first break of the show. When we come back, your boy.
Who that?
Our boss, your boy, is still selling this OBJ dream. We're going to talk briefly, and I do mean briefly, about what your boy said about OBJ. And if you were building a team right now, a week before Christmas, would you want to take Dak Prescott or Trevor Lawrence? Who would be your quarterback of the future if you were building a team? Stay right here with us. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys as we get ready to break this thing down even further. Cowboy versus the Jacksonville Jaguars this Sunday, 12 noon game. The Cowboys are heading on the road. They get on the plane, heading to Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida to take on Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's their only their second trip since 2006 or something crazy like that. Because the last time they played in London. So does that make a difference at all? You're going to a place that's completely strange, I guess.
They got to play the Cowboys. I mean, I don't see where Jacksonville is any different than going on the road anywhere else. You know, unless you going to Philadelphia, it's always going to be very, very hostile there. But they're going to have a lot of fans sitting in the stands in Jacksonville. 30% of that stadium going to be hollering Cowboys. So these guys should. I just ain't got past, but you closed this last segment.
All right, let's get to the brief part of what I teased before we went to the break. And here's how I'm going to handle this one. Mm-hmm. Either you're going to say, "Man, pass," or "Not so fast, Jess."
Man, pass. Okay, I'm already. Okay, I'm serious. Pass.
Your boy, our boss, was the NFL owners meeting. They had the meeting this year in Irving, Texas. And, of course, the media is there and everybody's getting quotes. And Jerry comes out. And, of course, when you hear the signing of T.Y. Hilton, you think the Odell Beckham story is a little bit dead.
Right.
But, contraire mon ami. They asked Jerry Jones about the signing of T.Y. Hilton. And they asked him, they said, "Hey, does this mean we're done with the love relationship of wanting one Odell Beckham?" And Jerry, in his Jerry Jones fashion, he said, stand by. Could break sooner rather than later with bringing OBJ in. Nate, should we just say, "Man, pass. Or "Not so fast"? Man, pass.
Yeah.
So you
I don't want no more to do with it, man. Some player orders say, "Man, we through." Some player over there just say, "You know what, we through." If we got to answer this as a team, no comment.
I agree. I would pass too. I mean, I just.
Nah, Kurt, you gotta say, man, pass.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kurt.
I don't understand. I guess maybe he's looking to fortify next year somehow, but I just don't see how he's going to be of any help.
Yeah,
it's just creating headlines, I guess.
It's a man pass for me. It's been man pass for me since this whole thing started, but it's even more, man, please pass. Let this go. But that's just Jerry, right? He is one that always keeps the buzz around his team no matter what. And I don't see where this thing, as we get days and weeks closer and closer and closer to Christmas and closer and closer to the end of the year, I just don't see how this thing works, how it fits, how it makes any sense for this Cowboys team in the current 2022, 2023, early 2023 situation. It just doesn't fit well to me.
No, it just doesn't make sense. I think this would be a signing for the future. You'd help you out next year.
I agree.
All right. I also hinted when we went to the break.
You didn't hint. You asked. You did not hint. You asked.
Let me make sure.
Man, pass me right on by, please.
Let me make sure I pay the bills in this segment. This segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. And also remember, Christmas Sips and Stroll at the Star. I give you guys a chance to kind of gather your thoughts because you know where I'm going. Christmas Sips and Stroll at the Star. Snag your Christmas gifts while enjoying festive sips during the Christmas Sip and Stroll in the Star District on December 15th. Enjoy holiday tasting, Christmas music, photo moments, exclusive shopping offers, complimentary gift customizations, carolers, hot chocolate, and much, much more. Our Sip and Stroll features 15 different participating shops and restaurants. Visit thestardistrict.com to get your tickets. So while you had a chance to little sip and stroll, the question is, if you, Nathaniel Newton, if you, Kurt Daniels, was starting a franchise today and you had to pick between quarterback Dak Prescott, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, which quarterback are you picking to start your franchise?
I know Nate's got a lot to say about this, so I'll just jump in real quick. But I don't know. I think that because of the younger age and the upside, you'd probably go with Lawrence. I mean, Dak, I love his leadership. I love what he's doing here. But at 29, almost going on 30, you kind of know what you got with him, and that's not bad. It's good. But I think with Lawrence, I mean, he's 23. He's rising. He's got a strong pedigree. You talked about a little bit earlier. I think he's you'd bet on the upside, I guess.
So you'd take Trevor?
I think so.
Start your franchise.
Man, pass me. Pass me by.
Nathaniel.
This is I'm not even going to try to tackle that. Great political correctness, Kurt. Thank you.
What about you, Jess?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. For me, it's Trevor Lawrence. I think the upside definitely 100% gives you and Trevor's the quarterback that can make every throw. Trevor's the quarterback that when it comes to throwing the football doesn't have limitations. Mm-hmm. And to your point, not that Dak's a bad quarterback. I think Dak's a really good quarterback. And if we said right now who was the better quarterback, like today, I think Dak's the better quarterback today.
Right.
I do. I think Dak is the better quarterback today. But Trevor is trending and has all of the tools now, and they're starting to put weapons around him, and you're starting to see the rounding in the form. Yeah. You're starting to see him. You're starting to see all the things that people fell in love with him about at Clemson. Yeah. People were saying after his freshman year, they were like, "Oh, if he was eligible to come out right now, he'd be the number 1 overall pick." Mm-hmm. That was a freshman. So you're starting to see more and more of that now from Trevor Lawrence. Again, I think Dak is the better quarterback today. But if I was building a franchise for the future, I would probably feel more comfortable.
What made you put that question to the table?
He put that question to the table.
Oh, he did?
He put that.
Wow, let me go back.
He's trying to, stir up a little debate.
He put that question to the table.
Wow. I read the early possible ideas. How far did I have to go down before I seen this?
Nate's the kind of guy when you send an email or you send a text, he's not reading to the bottom. He's reading the first line, and anything after the first line, you're going to have to catch him up to it.
What backed me up was Cowboys defense versus Jaguars. I was down with that, but when he said Jerry said, I stopped reading right there.
Yeah.
I stopped reading right there. I'm like, why?
Funny.
Hankins is a big law. Yeah. Wow.
Here you are talking about. You got me curious.
Okay.
You were talking about RPOs earlier. So the Cowboys have run 30 RPOs this year for 171 yards. The Jaguars have run 29 for 198, and that ranks 19th and 20th in the league. Philly, we run 30. Philly's run 118 for 848 yards. They are second in the league behind only Atlanta. Actually, they're tied for first in the number of times, but they're second in yards. Or third yards.
The bottom line is this here. The Cowboys have to play clean for a change. We've seen one game.
What makes you think they will?
That's the question.
Right.
I'm waiting for I'm saying 1 or less turnovers, 2 or less, 3 or less penalties. Now let's have 250 yards passing, 160 yards rushing. Let's see how it goes in with 4 or 5 sacks. Let's see a clean game. That's all I want to see. I'm not saying I'm not into the blowouts. This is the NFL. I'm not into the blowout. Fine, but let's see a 27, 21 game where you play like that. You get your sacks, timely sacks, big plays when you need them, interception. But the game is physical and the game is played by both sides, and you can have this in the game of that scoring. So that's what I'm waiting on. I'm not people are like, what are you looking for? I'm looking for that good, clean game. I want to see it before we get to the playoffs. I just want to see it. If I see it once, I know you can do it twice. I mean, we saw what you did against Minnesota, but then you promptly backed that up with.
Yeah. Interesting. For the Cowboys, they've had 4+ sacks in the first 6. Excuse me. They had 4+ sacks in 6 of the first 8 games. Mm-hmm. And now they have 3 or less sacks in the last 4 of 5 games. And they had 0 sacks last week.
What's going on there? Why the sudden?
What a run?
Is it all because Mike is being neutralized a little bit more?
That's part of it. And the other part of it is just they're really concentrated on the run. And this last game, they controlled the time of possession with 33 minutes. the Texans did. So, I mean,
it's
and their quarterback Driscoll took off running, so that took a little steam. It's easy to pass rush going downhill. Didn't have to run and go catch a quarterback. I'm serious. When I played defense, the worst thing in the world for that dude to start running. And, all of a sudden you done burst, boom, 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 and now you got to hit a second gear, maybe 2 or 3 times in a row. That ain't a good feeling. You get gassed.
I think defensively for the Cowboys, yes, there's something going on with Micah. I don't know what it is. You talked about it the other day, and when Driscoll got out and started running, like the lion didn't look as if he was the lion. Like he looked like I gotta get. I gotta.
He was looking for the rest of the pride.
Right. He was like, hey, he's like, where y'all at? Okay, now I'll chase him and go get him.
Right.
That burst just wasn't there, and that could just be the wear and tear of the season. We're getting to the fourth quarter of this season, and every single guy, unless you're just coming off of injury, every single guy has something wrong with them.
Yes.
Every single one of them. I think Micah's a little bit banged up, but also offenses are watching film. They saw those 4+ sack games. They saw the Lion when he gets going, how that can be. Yeah. So they're starting to design their offense on, hey, if we're going to pass the football, this thing is coming out quick. And I think the Texans did some of that as well, just trying to get the ball out quicker and not allow their quarterbacks to be sitting ducks for the defense to get after them. So it's a combination of both that the Cowboys defensively may be wearing down just a little bit, and most teams are. It ain't just solely the Cowboys. Most teams, players are dealing with something nagging, something lingering for injury-wise. But a lot of teams come in and play the Cowboys, and they're like, what we're not going to do is just sit back here and let them tee off on us, especially when we have quarterbacks who aren't the best. We don't have the most athletic quarterbacks, or we don't have the most stable situation up front on the offensive line. So we need to design stuff that gets the ball out swiftly, quickly to our playmakers. All right, let's go into our final break of the show. When we come back, we'll give you our kind of wrapping up this week. Yeah, because tomorrow we're taking calls. We'll do predictions. This is our last chance to give our
If
look
everybody
at this game.
check the dentals and mentals on computer.
Our boy Computer going through it, man.
Yeah,
our boy Computer going through it, man. He is emotionally
connected
to this team. It's funny, but it's not funny at all, man. Y'all stay here with us, man. We'll be right back. This is Hanging with the Boys.
Hangin.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they make just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys, our last segment of the day. The Cowboys are currently practicing right now, getting ready, getting all the bells and whistles put together to go out there and take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. One question I do want to ask you guys.
Okay, please don't let it be a hard one.
It's not going to be a hard one. That's what she said.
Oh.
Does T.Y. Hilton play this Sunday?
Not what you just told us. Remember what you told us at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, he wasn't. He was, but
you just gave it away.
I was out there for only about 10 minutes.
Right.
I didn't see the whole practice.
Right.
I would think if you want him to be effective against these last three games, you got the Eagles, Titans, and Commanders, I would like to see him get some reps against the Jaguars, who maybe aren't the same caliber. But like you said yesterday, is he football shape, and that's a big thing. But I don't know. If you're going to use him, wouldn't you want to start ramping him up now?
Yeah, I'm sure. Now let me ask you the other question. Do you want to answer this? You want to add into this?
No. But I just want to. How we always amping and ramping players up?
That's the new thing.
Baker Mayfield just came and played the other night. I mean, why wouldn't it ramp and amp him up? We go through a whole. Listen to this. We go through 5 weeks of training camp. We call back to you fellas. Well, they really ain't hitting today. And they go from 0, no reps, no nothing in preseason, and hit a game 100 miles an hour. Now we rehab and we getting guys right. We got guys that have been on the team for 14 weeks, and now we got to ramp and amp all of these guys up.
Yeah.
How does this work?
Welcome to the new National Football League.
Come on,
Nate.
man.
This is the new National Football League.
Nah. If the only thing we should be saying about Mr. Hilton is as soon as he learned the playbook, he will be on the field. That's what we should be saying. Not, okay, he's learned the playbook because he did 24 hours of studying, and now we finna ramp him up and map him up, and by the last game of the year, he should be ready to go. No. Do him like you would do a dumb player. He's not dumb. He's not dumb. Let me say that again. He's not dumb. Do it like we would do most dumb players and give him 2 or 3 routes and tell him to run it.
Yeah, I would think even if he didn't know the whole playbook, you'd put him in there for
give him
what he does know.
Because there's some players I've seen in this league that I played with and seen play that were dumb, and they say, hey, we're going to give you this route, this play, and all you got to do, if the safety up, you do this, and if the safety back, you play with it.
I'm glad. I'm over here biting my tongue because y'all know I talk too much.
Yeah, don't you
Y'all
say
know
a word.
I talk too much. And so I'm over here sitting there like, I ain't not saying a word because I don't feel like hearing the backlash from this one. So I'll just let Nate go on. I'll let Nate go on.
Let me tell you, I've known quarterbacks that wasn't too bright, and they got quarterbacks to play. Come on, man. We have taken this getting a player right too far. How do you work a guy for 14 weeks and then you hear whispers, well, maybe he can't do 60 snaps? For real.
Yeah, like Peters.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Hey.
He's 40 years old.
Yeah, okay.
But
Come on, man.
But Hilton's been in the league, so he should know most of the routes and the coverages and how to adjust.
It's just the language. You know, they have the language, but it's just I understand taking care of players. I understand prolonging players' careers. But we're getting ready to play a National Football League game, and we're saying, okay, we've been rehabbing. I'm going to use Tyron Smith. We've been rehabbing him for 13 weeks. We've been getting him in shape. You say you want to see him in pads. Well, pads really didn't matter when we was in training camp. You put him out on the field. And that's what a lot of these guys will go through a whole training camp, wide receivers, running backs, and even quarterbacks that rarely ever practice. And then we put them on the field, and they play from the first game on. Now it's like, oh, well, they got a little hurt. They got a little banged up. Now we got to amp them and ramp them. No, sir. Put these guys on the field because time is running out.
Yeah.
Time is running out.
I was just thinking that earlier. Almost, even though we're 15 weeks into the season, it still feels like this team is in a little bit of a transition because you got guys leaving, you got guys coming in, and it's like there's still question marks. You would hope by then, maybe every team goes through this with injuries and such, but it just seems like there's still so much we don't know about what this team's going to do. There's play lights out one week, next week they almost lose to Houston. I mean, it's just
that's why I'm saying let's get some consistency. Let's know who our offensive line is. Don't mess with the middle of the offensive line. Ain't nothing wrong with the middle of the offensive line. It's the tackles that's got the problem. Don't make the whole offensive line have to go through a radical change just because we got 2 guys on the outside. It's the 4 guys that you got. You got Peterson, you got Ball, you got Tyron Smith, and you got Tyler Smith. Those are 4 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody's talking about the best 5. So you're going to take out the left guard, put in the left tackle at the left guard, get a new left tackle, now split the reps over there with Peterson and Ball. And you know where it's going to show up at? In the biggest games of our lives. When the other teams go to stunting and go to blitzing and everybody on a different page, you got a rookie now over at the left guard dealing with Fletcher Cox, dealing with Dominican Sue. Now they go to running a game together with Graham. And all of a sudden, he looking over there, well, I thought I was at tackle because he's getting beat. No, you at guard, and it's happening even faster. Don't do that. Why would you do that? This is a whole different level, man. Playoff football is a whole different level.
Amen.
Big game football is a whole different level than running 82 games in basketball. And it's amazing how some teams do at the beginning of the year look this way. Then when they get in the second half of the season, they start looking this way. Then when they get in the playoffs, they be like, well, wow, what happened to this team? Well, they have been there before. And that's what I'm saying. The Cowboys have not been there before. If you've not been there, quit playing around and get there.
Wow.
Passion.
There was some passion.
That was some passion.
Like
we love the passion.
I want to go plant some flags, man. I want to go into folks' stadiums and get on the phone and selfie, be a selfish dude like the rest of America and just say, I'm in this state, boom, and plant a flag on their deal. I ain't going to never get to do that, man. I ain't going to never get to do that.
Oh, don't give up hope.
Keep hope alive, right?
You're talking about adding T.Y. Hilton. You're talking about James Washington being activated. Is there any little bit of kind of feeling some kind of way from a guy like Noah Brown, who has been here from the start, who has put the time, energy, and effort in, who has done what you've asked him to do, been a blocker, been a tight end / receiver, went and done the dirty work, and now he looks up and he's saying, "Hey, when Cooper Rush was the quarterback, I was playing really well, and now all of a sudden you got these other guys to come in and they're supposed to be leapfrogging me because when you look at it, you're going, CeeDee Lamb's 1, Michael Gallup's 2, and
you
then
got 2 weeks to show.
And then is it Washington? Is it Noah? Is it T.Y. Hilton? Is it does Noah Brown have the right to feel some kind of way?
I would think so. I would think he would be frustrated because he's done everything they've asked, and he hasn't been bad. I mean, for a third wide receiver against the Texans, he had a couple of nice catches. I mean, that's kind of a question mark is why don't they trust Noah Brown? They obviously scout these guys better than I can.
The simple answer is we're trying to get better. We're always looking to improve. We're going to churn the last 5 or 6 players that are right. All of that sounds good, but I'm with you, man.
Yeah, can a guy that's been on his couch for first 14 weeks of the season, even though talent-wise, maybe obviously he was better when he was younger, but can he make a bigger impact than a guy that's been steady all this time and been here and knows everything? Like
you have a skill set, right, Jess? He can run. They say he can fly. That's the skill set.
Yeah, I don't think he can fly like that anymore. I think the best thing that T.Y. gives you, he gives you sure hands. T.Y. was a sure-handed catcher. And he gives you the experience and instinctiveness of learning how to run routes into the zones that the Cowboys are going to be facing. I talked about this last week. The Cowboys running a ton of man routes, man route concepts, and teams are giving you a ton of zone. And that is where the confusion has been with the Cowboys. Guys are running out of the zone when they're supposed to be sitting, and guys aren't slowing down when they're supposed to be slowing down. They're running through zones. And so I think T.Y. may be able to give you a little bit more
stability
in that
Even
that
though he's
realm.
been out all this time?
Yeah, because I don't think he's going to come out. Now, I could be 100% wrong. I don't think he's going to come out and play 60 snaps if he plays this week. My biggest fear with T.Y. is what Nate was talking about. You're going from couch to Autobahn.
Yeah.
Literally. Mm-hmm. You're going from couch to Autobahn. I don't care how much you worked out with your trainer. I don't care how much route you were running on. You're going from couch to Autobahn. And your biggest problem in the latter part of your career have been leg injuries. So, you pulling a hamstring because you're trying to run super hard on a go route or something like that, and you pull something, that's my biggest fear. That's the thing I think when it comes to him is being able to do so.
Is it odd that they now have 7 receivers on the roster, 2 of which haven't really done anything on offense, and the other 2 are, Washington's played 1 game and Hilton played 9. They have no chemistry really with Dak.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge for a team that is already dealing with chemistry and communication issues with guys who have actually been here for a while. So that is a huge concern for me, and we'll continue to see what they do. But the more you keep having to add guys, that tells me that you're not satisfied with the guy that you have in-house. But we'll see. That's why we're sitting here, and they're out there because someone somehow said they know more than we do. Yeah. And we'll have to see how this thing plays out. All right, man. For Nate Newton.
Computer has texted us. He said he's listening. He said, I'm good. I just want some peace and quiet.
We got you, computer.
We got you, brother.
We got you, computer.
For Kurt,
we got you.
For computer listening, for Kurt in the back, for audio, Jazz, for Broham, Philadelphia upstairs. I'm looking at Philadelphia on the TV. For Brother Willie upstairs for keeping us up live and loaded, man. And most importantly, you. We thank you so much, YouTube, because we still the #1 watch show on YouTube by 100,000 views. So make sure you tuning in with us all the time, live and on YouTube. Make us like really a party of the day. Watch us twice. Take us to bed with you. Take us to the shower with you. Take us to the bathroom with you. Take Hanging with the Boys. Literally, let us roll with you all day, every day. Shout out to Miss Sosa at Washington Elementary School. I know that she is watching and she supports Hanging with the Boys all the time. So we appreciate you there, Miss Sosa. Kurt, Nate, Jesse.
Kenny Sammy Sosa?
I don't know. I'm sure she's of the Dominican or Hispanic descent. Maybe she got Sammy Sosa down her family. Right. Somewhere down the line. I don't think she bleached her skin like Sammy bleached his, but to each his own. I'm Jesse Holly. This is Hanging with the Boys. We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!